Hello, boys. Welcome to the red light district. It's just some brake lights. I am going to be doing a Rivian R1T cold weather freeway energy use trip. So I have to drive somewhere to pick up a Christmas gift from somebody, some stranger. We're meeting in a parking lot. And I figured it'd be a good idea to just kind of calculate the range based on the conditions today. So it's moderately cold for the Midwest. If you don't live in a cold weather state, this would be frigid, but it's 36 degrees and it is wet conditions, which increases drag on the wheels, uses extra energy, and the heat also requires extra energy. So Rivian is a resistance heater based system. It is not a heat pump, and so I'm just actually I don't need it that high. I've got it set to 71, but woo, that was close. A van cut in. Yeah, so I'm going to be using my normal comfort measures, which are not extreme. I'm going to have the temperature set to about 70 or 69 or something like that. Seat warmer, maybe the seat or the steering wheel heater, and also the defogger as needed. I usually don't leave that on the whole time. Yeah, and then we're going to see how much energy it uses, because people always underestimate the amount of range needed in EVs. People see these specs for hundreds of miles on an EV, or people wanting even more. Large EVs or EVs in general are now into the 400 miles, which is absolutely awesome. And people start talking about 500-mile range vehicles, which some gas vehicles are, and the detractors are like, what do you need 500 miles for? Don't you ever have to pee? And, you know, it's like, how often do you want to be pulling over, I guess? There's so many things to say about that, but I guess the point of this video is how much that goes down in a weather scenario. And if you're traveling long distance and your range goes down quite a lot, it can be quite inconvenient when all you want to do is just get to your destination. So that's what this is. This is not severe conditions. This would be a mild winter. You could even run into this kind of stuff on the West Coast, where it's in the mid 30s. You've got rain, but this is not blizzard conditions. This is not driving through snow. This is not driving through slush. Those are the extreme energy users for multiple reasons, and I hope to do a video on that at some point. So anyway, here we are with Rivian winter freeway energy use part 1, I guess, or episode 1 or something like that. Also, I should preface what I'm driving here. This is the launch edition quad motor R1T with the large pack, because the max pack was not available. So normally this would be 300 plus mile vehicle, but I have the off-road package, which includes 33-inch off-road tires, all-terrain tires. I forget what brand they are. But anyway, so that decreases range about roughly 10% or something like that. So I am well under 300 miles. I think it's probably rated for like 275 or 280 or something. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. And I should probably go up to the speed limit, I think.
Justice on.
Whoa. Wrong button. I forget. So Rivian and Tesla have opposite wheel scrolling for speed and stuff like that. All right, cruising along. Driver Plus, which is what Rivian's basically their autopilot system is, auto driving. It's really good. It is basic in the sense that it just does freeways, and if anything goes weird, it throws back driving to you with warnings. It doesn't just like give up. So like construction or something, it'll throw out warnings. It used to do it with like severe curvature, I think, too, but I haven't had to do it now. But it's very smooth. It works really well. It does not change lanes or anything, so it's quite basic, but it's still useful and convenient. So we'll just be cruising along here. Looks like there's some traffic coming up. Yeah, but that's okay. We'll make it. I got a little bit of a late start, but I think I should be okay. So, yeah. The thing about having an EV is like you don't mind driving somewhere extra a lot of the times. They're fun vehicles to drive. The Rivian is a great vehicle. It's really comfortable. These seats fit me better actually than Teslas do. They're kind of more benchy, a little bit bigger. Maybe I've just gotten bigger, I don't know. Anyway, it's comfortable, and also it's not like, oh, that's gonna be like $15 in gas. It's like, no, it's just gonna be like $1 electricity. So what's this guy doing over here? Okay, that's right. Merge first and then blinker. I like it. New approach. All right, cruising along. Alrighty, so we're halfway, and we're averaging 1.5. So terrible. Let's see what the trip. Okay, so that was 20 miles. Oh, isn't it going to tell me how much I used? Is that not possible? Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, so for the over the whole trip, it was 1.5 miles per kilowatt hour. That converts to about 750 watt hours, which is like so high. And by the way, I am on conserve mode, which I don't know why the ride height is standard right now. I'll put that in auto because it should save a little bit. But otherwise, so the main thing with conserve actually, besides it decreasing the output of heating and AC and stuff, is that it only uses the front motors. It unlinks the back ones, so there's no drag. And it also uses the front motors, which are more efficient. And that's why you can see here the front motors get a lot hotter. These get hot really fast, actually, especially in normal temperatures and stuff. Before they like had this display where you could see this, I had no idea the motors get so hot. And it is definitely an untapped area of heat that could be used to heat the battery. Maybe they do, but I don't think so. I believe Tesla does. I believe their octavalve system like can shunt heat from places and to places that's needed. I think these my motors are oil cooled. The new Enduro motor is I think it's a different liquid. I forget what it is. These ones are made by Bosch. The original quad motor is made by Bosch. Actually, the quad motor is still made by Bosch. It's their new Enduro that's not. I could be wrong. But anyway, they're oil cooled, and I don't think there's a system where they can tap that heat from the motors and, you know, use it for cabin heat or to heat the battery that I know of. But there is definitely a lot of heat from the motors that could be utilized. So, all right, we're gonna do the return trip and see how it goes. Welcome back, everyone. Let's check out the stats. So on the way home, or not home, on the way back, definitely saw a decrease in the amount of energy needed. So for the last 15 minutes, actually over 2 miles per kilowatt hour. So let's check out the average. I did a 42 miles almost, and average 1.75 miles per kilowatt hour, which is really good actually for winter. Again, that was in conserve mode, which I will have to do more testing to know like how much of a difference this actually makes. But that is pretty impressive. I think there were a few things that contributed to that. First of all, going out is a little bit uphill. This has elevation. I wish I had paid attention to the elevation, but so going out, it definitely used more energy, and then coming back, it used less. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the vehicle had warmed up. My battery, I can tell, so my vehicle sat outside all day today, and it's been in the 30s Fahrenheit. So the battery was cold when I started, the cabin was cold when I started, the motors were cold when I started. The motors heat up really quickly, the cabin heats up probably within about 10 minutes, and then it takes much longer for the battery to heat. But it did, I don't have any, usually when it's cold it'll say that, you know, regen is limited or something, and I don't have any of that. So it takes quite a bit of energy expenditure in the front to heat everything up. And then add to that just the kind of, I think it's a little bit uphill towards that way, and then coming back, not only was the vehicle warmed up, but also it was slightly downhill. And then the road was, although it's kind of lightly raining, I would say conditions are this is very mild winter conditions, and even on some parts of the freeway, the tires of other cars had basically kind of dried out the tire path, so there wasn't a lot of moisture, there wasn't like standing wetness for the tires to sludge through and you know, kind of slow it down, use extra energy. Windshield wipers I used the whole time. Those are a decent usage of energy as well. But so there were a lot of factors on the return trip that would require less energy, and we see that in the average that it came out with 1.7 miles per kilowatt hour, which is definitely less than the rated of 2 miles per kilowatt hour. So I can't do the math in my head, but this has a 135 kilowatt hour pack. So even if I could use the whole pack, it's probably more like 132 usable. Maybe I'll do the calculation and put it up on the screen, but at 1.7 miles per kilowatt hour, it's definitely going to be below 280 total range miles. But yeah, so I want to do this again, like during more moderate weather. I think at the beginning I had said this is kind of moderate. This is actually quite mild for winter. So this was a good test for temperature, which people say like, oh, EVs work fine in cold temperature and stuff, and they do, especially if you preheat them. But the real key is where there's weather and stuff on the road. So I would like to do, I would like to drive during a rainstorm. That would be good. And then I'd also like to drive, we need to test it in like active snow, or I should say accumulating snow or slush. Those are where you really see the drop, and the thing is just like having to use so much energy to plow through. So anyway, yeah, that's it for this video, and we'll see you in the next one.